Now, there are so many things that I love about being a dad. Oh boy, I love them cuddles. I never get tired of them cuddles. I love reliving all of my childhood hobbies through my son. Guys, Legos are still fun in your 30s. I'm just gonna tell you, they're a great time. I love all the kids stuff, but there is one thing that I have learned to appreciate so much more since becoming a dad, and it is being alone. Yeah. I love me some of that me time now. It is precious cargo in my life. And it's funny though, because for a lot of us in here, you probably enjoy some of that too. Like you kind of like getting kind of your alone time. Like maybe some of your favorite time is just getting some space to you. And as much as you need some of that, and it's good, there are though certain things that you literally cannot do alone. Now, I don't want to state the obvious, but just let me prove this point a little bit. If you actually wanted to create a symphony orchestra, that is not a solo project. That's at least 100 people, maybe more if you have singers. Like that is going to take people. It's not happening alone. But on top of that, let's just think, 'tis the season, everybody. Let's just talk about football for a minute, okay? Not any football team, but our Broncos here. Now, when you think of a football team, that takes 53 grown men just to make that happen, not even including all the coaching staff, all the front office people. It is hundreds and hundreds of people just to field a simple football team. Now, you may not believe this, but it's true. People have tried this, but just a news flash, you are not able to marry yourself. People have tried this, but you can't marry yourself. That takes another person. So what I'm just saying is there are things you literally, absolutely cannot pull off by yourself. And the same is true for your spiritual life. Now, we are officially 1 month in, everybody, to Fresh Fire, baby. I'm loving this series. I'm feeling this series. We're leaning into this series. We got some faith for this series because we are trying to increase the spiritual temperature in our lives. And there's one single verse this whole series is built on. Who's got it memorized? 2 people. Great. I'm very encouraged by this. Okay, you guys are slow learners. That's okay. Romans 12, it says, never be lacking in zeal, but keep your spiritual fervor doing what? Serving the Lord. So zeal, it's urgency, it's conviction. And fervor literally means boiling point. So God wants us to live at this sustained level of spiritual energy and vitality in our lives. And I've been dripping this for many weeks, just drip, 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 drip. I've been saying things like, this is your zeal. This is your spiritual fervor. And it is ultimately your job to sustain this. You are accountable to God for this. But, this is a very big but. But, your fire needs more than just you to sustain it. Now, to get into this, I want to talk today about how spiritual fire works. How does this actually work? Okay, we're going to go into the owner's manual here. And to see and appreciate this, I want to look at a moment from history that's recorded in the Bible. And to just zoom into this moment, Jesus, he's risen from the dead. Okay, it's happened. And then he's even ascended into heaven with the promise that he is going to come back. So all of this just happened. And you think this would be a perfect moment for everyone just to say, well, great. Jesus just solved the sin problem. We're going to go to heaven one day. He's going to come back and make this all happen. You know what we can do now? We can chill. Like, let's just hang out. Let's eat some Doritos, watch some Netflix, grab a drink. Like, life's going to be good till Jesus comes back. Like, that sounds good to me. But that's actually not what happens. After Jesus ascends into heaven and makes this promise, we're told the very next thing. It says, they all joined together. Now, this was about 120 people who were following Jesus, who experienced his resurrection. And shortly even after this moment, it tells us that when the day of Pentecost came, they were all together. Now, Pentecost was this massive Jewish holiday. Hundreds of thousands of people are cramming into Jerusalem. This is like their spiritual Super Bowl right here. And at this particular holiday, it says this happened. Suddenly, there was a sound from heaven like the roaring of a mighty windstorm. And it filled the house where they were all staying. Then, what looked like flames or tongues of fire appeared and rested on each of them. And everyone present was filled with the Holy Spirit. That's the very presence of God. So just to drive this point home, we've been saying it, fire in the Bible is one of the key symbols of the presence of God. So just think throughout the Bible. Burning bush with Moses. God's presence comes to him. God's presence through the wilderness is this pillar of fire leading the nation of Israel. Even at Mount Sinai, God comes in this massive flame. And so we see this all throughout the Bible. And so whenever you see fire in the Bible, it's the symbol of God is here. Okay? But the fire came when all these people were together. Now, this is the moment that the Christian movement takes off. But even then, this pattern continued. Notice this later in the same chapter. All the believers were together. Every day they continued to meet. Where did they meet? Together. They broke bread in homes and ate what? Together. So, from the earliest days of Christianity, you see this key characteristic, this key theme, this thing that has never ended. See, it is all about this idea of together. Oh, you guys are way smarter than first service. You guys are way smarter than them. Together. Our family has a little tradition that we started here in Colorado some years ago. So every Christmas we go out to the Gaylord out there, that giant conference center, and they have all this Christmas stuff going on and everything. We do all the things with the kids. And so this past Christmas, after doing all the Christmas festivities, we were leaving the building, and in the parking lot, there's just a huge car line of people just trying to get out. It's crazy. And so as we're in this line, there's this giant field right next to the parking lot. And I look over as I'm driving, and I see it. The biggest, most massive flock of geese I have ever seen in my entire life in one location. This is a world record amount of geese in one spot. And so I couldn't help it. My inner middle school boy just came out. And I go, Nicole, take the wheel. And I go, kids, get out of the car. And what everybody in that car line saw was some random deranged grown man with his kids running through a field chasing these geese. And I tell you guys, we started the biggest goose panic that has ever happened in the history of Colorado. It was awesome. And you could hear all the plops around you as they're flying around, but we escaped that. But what was so funny is after this, we get in the car and Easton, 100% serious, goes, Dad, that was the best thing I've ever done my entire life. And I said, me too, son. Now, geese. We all kind of know about geese. We kind of know the things but there's actually some really interesting science about geese. So you've seen the V formation a million times during the whole migration period. Now that's not just them trying to learn how to spell or practice their letters. Actually, that's an aerodynamic cheat code. So geese, when they do that, it can reduce the air resistance 30%. They can go hundreds and hundreds of miles further. Geese even synchronize their wing beats as they're flying because it helps increase their endurance together. If the lead goose in that V gets tired, they actually will coordinate to let him go to the back and get a rest, and somebody else will take the lead who has a little bit more energy. But even the honking, isn't goose honking it's just obnoxious. It's annoying to us, but actually as they're honking, they're communicating about direction and speed and adjustments and the travel schedule. They're even honking as a form of encouragement. They're saying, keep going, you got this, you're gonna make it. This was actually pretty cool to me. If a goose, for whatever reason, has to break off formation and land, too tired, injured, whatever, at least 2 geese will break off with that goose and stay with them all the way to the death if they have to. So geese, they don't just prefer to stick together. They need to stick together. It's survival. It is life or death. And the same is true for you. When we talk about this idea of spiritual fire, there is a key principle of your faith and your walk with God that you must understand. This is an essential, and it is this: fire must spread to survive. God's design and his desire for you is not that you would have one nice little cozy flame in your life that you can maintain yourself. No, God's vision, his intention is actually that we would all contribute to and feed off a communal fire that can burn larger and stronger through every single individual flame contributing to it. And see, when God launched the Christian church, he gave fire to a community. He gave fire to people who were together. And ever since that day we just talked about, God has been adding to this fire one person at a time. So guys, this is so important. You got to get this. You have to get this. So let's talk for a minute about spreading the fire. And I hope when you see this, you are going to have a whole new appreciation for the people in your life, the relationships you have, and the impact it can have for you. So Hebrews 10 says this: and let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together, as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another. Now there's a critical connection I want us to see here. So follow me for a second. The writer of Hebrews says, not giving up meeting together, but encouraging. Now what an interesting contrast. Just think about this for 1 second. Here's what the writer of Hebrews maybe would have, like what you would have expected him to say. Hey, don't give up meeting together. You need to be together. That's what you would expect. Hey, you're not together, so be together. But that's not what Hebrews says. It says, don't give up meeting together. You need to encourage. Okay, key connection here. So we got together and we've got encourage. Now this Hebrews here is saying it's not just together to be together. That's actually not the point. That's not the whole purpose. There's a connection here. Okay, so this is what Hebrews is saying. No. It's not don't be together, be together. You have to be together for the purpose of encouraging each other. There's a purpose here. There's a critical connection. We are talking about the peanut butter and jelly of the Christian life right now. Okay, so it's not together, it's together to encourage. Now, this is where things get fun. Guys, when I saw this, I was like, God, this is just too cool. Like, I can't even believe how this all comes together. God's word is so fun, guys. You better be in your Bible. Because encourage, it's literally translated to call someone to yourself. That's the literal idea behind this word encouragement here. So it's this idea of proximity, of being close, of being together. Now, follow me. The image that was used for this word encourage in the ancient world was this idea of pitch and tow. So pitch, it's this black tar-like substance that is highly flammable. And tow, it's this dry material that is highly combustible. And so this picture used with this word in the ancient world was this idea of bringing together highly flammable and combustible material so a fire could start. I hope you all are following me right now, okay? So what is Hebrews saying right now? What is God saying? By committing to this discipline, this practice of meeting together for encouraging, we are gathering the combustible material that then allows God to start a fire in us. I thought that was kind of cool. Church, this is how you make spiritual fire. This is what I'm talking about. God gives us the ability, through his Spirit working in us, to ignite each other's souls. Y'all are not nearly as excited about this as I am. I think this is pretty cool. I'm just saying. So guys, being together, encouraging, It is not just, man, I wish I had some people to hang out with. Boy, I'm a loser. I need some friends. No, guys. This is a supernatural kindling process that God uses to spread his very fire, his presence, his power, his strength through all of our lives and the world. This is how you make spiritual fire. And this is why the Bible is so intense about this. Like, if you read through the Bible, you are going to get punched in the face over and over again with this. So I figure, how about we just punch in the face right now for a minute? So I'm about to pummel you with some Bible, okay? We're just gonna hit this hard. Follow me. 1 Thessalonians, therefore, encourage one another and build each other up. Hebrews 3, what does it say? Encourage one another daily. Look what Paul says. We sent Timothy to strengthen and what? Encourage you in your faith. Now catch that. Look what happens here. Paul's like, hey, I saw that y'all needed some fire. So what does Paul do? He sends a person. He's like, I'm going to send some fire right to you. Here's Timothy. It's coming your way. Look at this. Acts. Then they returned to Lystra, Iconium, and Antioch, strengthening the disciples and encouraging them to remain true to the faith. How fascinating. They're like, we needed to send people all back to these churches because we want to keep stoking the fire in these communities. And look at Romans 1. Paul says, when we get what, everybody? What's the word? I want to what? In your faith, but I also want to be what? Guys, this sermon is preaching itself right now. I don't even need to be preaching this thing. It's too easy. This is too easy. Even Paul, I love this. He's like, I want to be together with you. Why? He's like, you need some of my fire. But even Paul, the great apostle Paul, everybody, is like, I need your fire. I need to feed off of some of the heat in your lives too. Guys, why is this all over the Bible? Because this is how you start. This is how you sustain. This is how you spread spiritual fire. Now, I love this picture because, guys, you can see why this was the picture used. Can I have my ladies come up real quick? I got some girls coming up. I got Emma, Elodie, and Izzy. They all said, we want to come up and help you, Brian. Can we give these girls some love as they come up? We're going to have some fun with this. So, I mean, I can't pound this point harder, guys, but when you see it, it's like, man, you can see why this is the picture for this thing. So I told you guys I'm going to find every reason to play with fire in this series as I possibly can. So we're going to play. Elodie, can you light my no, you don't get it. Me. It's for me. Okay? Thank you. Okay. Now, since I'm very holy and spiritual and godly, I have the fire right now, right? Okay. Now, these girls, you're all kind of struggling over there, girls. You all look a little cold. You ain't got no fire. Well, how do we get you some fire? What do we got to do here? We better get together, right? Now, I'm going to help Elodie. Elodie, now we get together. Girl, let me heat that up. Oh, now we got some fire going here, girl. We're together on this thing. It's spreading, baby. Now, we still got some losers over here, though, so we need to help them out a little bit. So, girls, come on, let's get together here. Let's spread some fire around. Come on, let's share the goods right here. Now we all got some heat going right now. Now, guys, what happens to all of us inevitably? That's called Monday at 7 a.m. right there, okay? So this is your life over and over and over again. So dang it, now what do I got to do? Oh, well, hold on, we better get together, girls. I need some of that fire over here. And Elodie, you were talking back to your parents right there in the front row. You were not honoring them. So dang it, now, okay, come on, girls, let's help her out. She needs some. Now, here's what's cool, guys. Girls, man, it's fun playing with fire, isn't it? Let's all get together and see what happens. Come on, let's join forces. Oh, baby, let's go. Let's burn that thing. Come on. Oh, okay. That was fun, girls. Let's blow them out before we burn the church down, okay? Can we give them one more hand for the ladies? Okay. Are you seeing this? God is saying, as long as we are together, calling each other to one another, as long as we are encouraging, God says that fire is never going to go out. You're going to be able to keep igniting it. Keep strengthening. It's going to burn brighter and stronger by the day. I will tell you guys right now, there were so many years of my life where I so underappreciated this truth. Just moment of honesty. For so many years in my walk with God, I had a certain attitude towards church. And for me, church was, oh, that's the thing I go to on Sunday. And that's where I get my fill. That's for me. So I'm going to get my music on, I'm going to hear a little sermon. Hopefully it's good. That pastor better make me laugh. And then I'll go home and do my thing. That's how I saw the whole deal. But man, my whole attitude has shifted because God has shown me how spiritual fire works. And now I see how critical this is, not just for my own life, but just even for the work of God all around me. And I have gotten fresh reminders of this just even recently here at this church. 2 stories I want to tell you. I got to set a verse up, though, before I go into the first one. Colossians 3, Paul says this, "Let the message of Christ dwell among you richly as you teach and admonish one another with all wisdom through psalms, hymns, and songs from the Spirit, singing to God with gratitude in your hearts." Now, so many years, again, going back to how I viewed church, I viewed the music part of the service as, oh yeah, that's just where I kind of get my fill, get warmed up for the sermon, it's going to be all good. And do you see what Paul's saying here? He's saying, no. The singing portion of the church is a communal function. It's a fire-spreading practice for a church. It is so critical to your own temperature. And here's what I've noticed now in my life. This is what God has shown. There are Sundays, guys, where I come in here and I am not feeling it. Come on, I'm not the only one, right? You gotta drag your feet in here sometimes, okay? I have to be here. You at least can skip if you don't want to come. But I have days where I don't want to be here. And I'm just not feeling it. I'm like, oh man, my faith is just kind of feeling weak. I'm just kind of in a colder season of my life. And there is a woman in our church. She was actually here first service. I talked directly to her. There's a woman named Deb. She sits right on the front row where you are right now, Lydia. And Deb is 77 years old. She's been at this church for 30 years. And that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And she and her husband, Mike, they are matriarchs and patriarchs of this church, okay? They're pillars of this community. And what happens to me sometimes is on those Sundays where I'm really just not in it, man. My temperature's not there. I'm sitting over here. And when the music's going on, sometimes I'll look out of the corner of my eye and I'll just see it. And there's Deb over in her seat with her hands just lifted to Jesus, just singing with such passion, with such genuine joy. And you know what I feel in that moment? Fire in my soul. I feel my temperature go up. Because I think, okay, if that woman who is more than twice my age, who's been following Jesus longer than I've been alive, is able to come here and keep singing to Jesus and keep her fire hot and keep going on this journey, then I can make it one more day. I can do it. And it stirs the fire in my heart. And truly, she's such a blessing. And if you meet Deb, you'll see she is one of the most encouraging people you'll ever meet. She is just, there's a life-giving force in her, man. And the other story, though, this was an experience I had recently. There's a woman in our church named Madison. And she and her husband, Chris, just found their way into a group Nicole and I were a part of just this last fall. And so we had never met each other, didn't know each other. And so we get to know each other in this group, and everybody's kind of getting used to each other. So a couple weeks in, Madison decides to share a little bit more of her story with us. And she tells us how earlier in her life there was an unexpected pregnancy, and she found herself as a teenage mother. So she talked about just how quickly she had to grow up, a lot of the challenges that come with, raising a child, especially being that young. But then she told us about how God started taking her on this incredible journey. And then how her husband, Chris, then started going on this journey as well. So much to the point where church just this last fall, Madison, Chris, and their son, Grayson, all got baptized together right here at New Hills last year, which was so cool. Such a moment. But Madison now, she jumped on our worship team using her gifts of singing to help our church in worship. You'll see her every couple of weeks here on the stage. And there was one Sunday a little while ago, Madison's up here leading, just singing out to Jesus, doing all the things. And I'm right here in my spot. And I notice out of the corner of my eye, this little boy. And it happened to be Madison's 9-year-old son, Grayson, and he is just standing there with his mom with his arms raised singing to Jesus too. And I tell you guys, it was an adrenaline shot to my soul. Because I was just thinking, how good is our God? Look what he can do in a family. Look what he can do for generations and for legacies. And guys, I tell you, my spiritual temperature just went up. And so this is what I want you to see. When we are together, when we commit to worshiping together as a community, when we commit to sharing our life stories with each other, when we commit to going on this journey, you know what it does? It spreads the fire. It spreads the heat all around for everybody to share. So if you really want everything God has for you, you want to live out the whole life that he really wants for you, you have to figure this out. You have to learn this principle. You have to step into what God has for you. So I want to talk for a minute about stoking the fire in others. What do we need to do if we want to experience all the fire God has for us, but also see it spread all around us too? There's actually two things, two critical steps. You absolutely must make sure that you do not quit on community. Let's go back to our Hebrews 10 verse. It says, and let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together, as some are in the habit of doing. So here's the key command. Don't give up meeting together. Don't stop doing that. Now, what did I mention that we all love at the top of the service? Oh, we all love some me time, don't we? Come on, honest moment. Me time, is it your favorite time? Anybody, that's your favorite time? The me time, yes, the alone time. Get me away from people. Some of us, you are in your happy place when you're not around other humans, right? Like life is just so much better and easier. But this is what Hebrews is pointing to. In every single one of us, we have a natural inclination, a natural drift towards not wanting to commit to community and really not wanting to engage or invest in it. Because being together with people is really hard. Because people are weird. Aren't people so weird? None of us, but everybody out there is so weird, strange. People are frustrating, man. People drive you crazy. Like, I've been annoyed at least at 5 different people already today, and it's like 11:45. You know, most of them have my last name, I'm just gonna say. Come on. Oh, well, yeah, your family doesn't drive you crazy. Okay, your family's perfect, whatever. You come preach this sermon then if you got it all figured. Here's what I know. Every single person in here, you've had an experience, most of us experiences, where you have been very disappointed by people. Boy, you've been hurt. You've been let down. You've been failed by people. And it's a family member, it's a friend group, it's a coworker, it's a romantic relationship, it's a spouse, it's a church. And what happens is you have enough of these experiences, you start to get a little jaded. You start to say, you know what, man, it never seems to work. I put myself out there. I make the attempt. I'm trying to be close. I'm trying to be vulnerable. And it always just ends up in me kind of being let down. Or the connection never really helps. It never really gets close. It stays surface level. Like it just, like it doesn't do what I feel like it's supposed to do. And so what we sometimes end up just kind of deciding in our own minds is, okay, you know what? Maybe it works for other people, but I think I just got to be okay with like just what this is. And I'll be nice to people. I'm going to be friendly. But this together thing, it doesn't work for me. It just doesn't work for me. You better be careful. You actually can't do that. That cannot be your attitude. Because you need God's community, and it needs you. And no matter how much pain you have experienced in different relationships, even in church contexts, you can't quit on it. You just can't quit. Because you need the fire. And the fire needs you. So we must, no matter what, refuse to quit on our community. That word in Hebrews, it's kind of fascinating. Spur. It said spur one another on. Spur literally means to provoke or motivate to action. Now, I am just trying to lean into the season. I'm having fun with this. It's an easy way to get you guys excited. But we got a Super Bowl coming up that we're going to be in real soon. So you think about all these football teams. I guarantee you guys, all the teams before these games are going to be doing stuff like this, right? Now, why do football players do this? Embarrass themselves on a football field in front of people before they go on. What are they doing, though? They're getting together, right? Have you ever seen a football team huddle from 100 feet away? No, they're literally awkwardly close to each other, uncomfortably for grown men. But they know intuitively, we got to get some fire going. We got to stir this thing. You're going to see guys jumping today, pushing each other around because it's fire. They get this for their sport. You need to get this for your faith. You got to be spurring. We're motivating each other. We're pushing each other. And it only happens when it's the only way it works. So yes, can I make you a promise today? I promise you this. If you attempt this together thing with people, even in this church, I got a promise for you. You are going to be disappointed. Welcome to New Hills Church. And here's why. Because you're dealing with people. And if you try this together thing, you do it enough times, somebody is going to let you down. You're going to get ghosted. They're not going to like your group. You're going to like them more than they like you. You're just not going to click. You're not going to like some people. Come on, real talk. You're not going to like them. That's going to happen. But don't you dare quit. Don't you dare quit. You need this. This is survival. This is life or death. This is your fire we're talking about, your fire for God. You need to keep your spiritual fervor, and you need to be together to keep it. Okay, don't quit on community. Second thing, though, you want to stoke fire, you want to see it in your life, sustain it, we all must feed each other's fire. Got to feed each other's fire. Now let's go back to Hebrews. Look what it says. Not giving up meeting together, but encouraging one another. See, those two connections of those words. Now let's go back to what encourage means. This is so cool. To call someone to yourself. So again, it means to get close enough so a fire can start. That's literally the image of that word. Encouragement, though, this is what we got to understand. It doesn't mean just be nice to people. So encourage is not, hey, make sure you tell someone their hair looks nice, just so they feel a little better about themselves. No, the key goal of encouragement is this. I want to help feed this person's fire. And so whatever is going to turn the heat up in their life, I want to do that. So encouragement can have so many layers. You know what encouragement might look like in one situation? You just sitting quietly with someone who's gone through a personal tragedy. You don't say a word. Because their fire's out. They got no heat themselves. But your presence, just that little heat, is just what gets them through another day. Guys, you know what encouragement is in some cases? Confronting somebody. You go to somebody, you say, I love you too much to let you keep doing this. I care too much about you. I'm not letting you do it. I'm getting in your face a little bit. I'm going to stoke the fire of your conscience right now. Guys, you know what encouragement might be? Listening, comforting, challenging, warning, affirming, guiding, brainstorming, reassuring, reminding, cheering, calming. This is the question, though. Anytime you are together with someone, you know what you need to have in the back of your mind? This is the question for all of us, guys. What does this person need from me for their fire to be fed? That's the question you're asking every time. In this moment, What does this person need me to bring to their life to help feed their fire? And you meet them in that moment. Now, the timing of this message, guys, man, this couldn't have worked out better. Sometimes it just falls right into place. Because today, we are launching so many of the fire feeding opportunities in this church. Because today, we're launching all of our winter groups, all of our men's ministry stuff, our women's ministry stuff, our connection opportunities. And guys, every single one of these things is meant to help feed the fire in our lives. Now, I'll tell you guys, there is a way I used to think about community that I now realize is wrong. But this is how I thought about it for so many years. I used to think, okay, if a relationship requires a certain time and place and structure, that doesn't sound like a real relationship to me. That sounds like a program. Because if I had a real, genuine relationship with someone, we wouldn't need all the structure. And boy, God, was I wrong about that. Because here's what God's showing me. Structuring relationships, guys, it's not a sign that they're not genuine. It's a sign that they're a priority. It's how you signal to yourself and them, this matters to me. Because I don't know if your life is like mine. Things just start to happen. Schedules start to fill up. You know what the first thing that starts to happen in my life as I get busy? Relationships start to drift. Just start losing touch with people. Just kind of, the friendships just kind of start to fade. And I want you guys to hear this, really. This is important for you guys to understand. I am not just the pastor of this church. I am a participant in this community. So me, Brian, the pastor of this church, I see it as one of my responsibilities to feed people's fire. Not just from the stage, individually, in relationships, but also, guys, I need my fire fed. I'm a person. I'm just a normal dude. And so you know what I did just in these last 2 weeks when the groups went up online? You know what I did? I jumped online and I signed up for one. So you know what I'm doing on Tuesday at 6 p.m.? I'm going to my group. I'm going to my group. I'll see all you 7 couples in a little bit. They're like, oh no, how's that going to go with Brian? I don't know. We'll see. It'll be fun. That's what I'm doing though, guys. I'm getting together with people in this church to feed some fire. And so some of us in here, you might hear that idea of like, oh my goodness, going to somebody's house with a random group of people. Like, I don't even, my hands are sweating already. This isn't going to work. And first off, I totally understand. Second off, at some point, I understand social anxiety and all things. You do need to get over that at some point though. You just got to push through, man. I get it. It's hard. It's weird. You just got to push through. Okay. And that's why, guys, one of the ways we try to make that a little easier though, is with our men's and women's ministry. Actually, it meets right here at the church, a little bit of a larger community, but you still sit at a table, get a chance to meet some people, meant to be a little bit more of a low pressure environment for you to engage with some folks and go on that journey. And so maybe you're new here, this is kind of new to you, this idea of like community and plugging in a little bit. That many times is a great first step towards deeper community and connection in this church in your own life. But guys, I got to give a shout out to our students. I know I got some students right here. We got garage nights on Wednesday nights. Guys, middle, high school, every Wednesday night, they are blowing this building up, breaking things, eating pizza. And let me just say, guys, for the students in here who have not come to a garage night, I know how you're feeling because I've talked to some of you. It's scary. It's like, man, I don't know anybody. It's going to be weird. None of my friends are there. And I understand that feeling. But can I push on you, some of the students in here? Maybe it's not so much that you need to go there for you, but somebody else needs you there. There's another student there that desperately needs you in that room. Your fire. And so just a challenge to our students. I'm going to tell you right now, students, it's real out there, kids. This world ain't going to be very nice to you in a couple of years, okay? Adulting ain't all it's cracked up to be. Stay in high school as long as you possibly can, okay? 10 years is a good length of time. Parents are like, what is he saying right now? No, it's real. Students, you better get around each other's fire. You need it so bad. This world is. But I know some of us, you just came back from Christmas. That was your first time here. You're new for the year. You're like, man, where do I start? Again, how could this have worked out better? Guys, we literally have a welcome party today at this church. So if you've never been to one, you just want to get to know the church a little more, literally tonight, we're going to eat free food. We're going to hang out. You're going to hear some of the heart of the church, peek behind the curtain. You get to meet me, Nicole, my wife, some of the other staff. Guys, we call it welcome party because it's fun. So come to a welcome party. It's going to be a great time. And for any of these things, guys, you want to learn more about groups, you want to sign up for men's or women's and get everything set up that's launching this week. We have a next steps area right in the cafe. You can't miss it. We have a whole team there that can answer any question, that'll set you up with anything you need, that wants to help you go on this journey of checking out this whole together idea. So please do that. And then guys, what's so exciting to me is next Sunday, man, y'all know we make a big deal out of this. We got Baptism Sunday next week, everybody. This is a big thing. We love baptisms. Guys, these are highlight weekends. And think about this idea, guys. Encouragement literally means to call someone to yourself. We got to be together. Some of us in here, you have experienced Jesus calling you to him. And now you have experienced what it's like to be together with God and what it's done for your life, how it's changed you. Some of you, it's been in the last week, the last month, the last year. I got to put this in front of you. Baptism is your moment where you say to God and the world, I'm together with Jesus all the way to the end. And it is what God is calling you to do. It's what he wants you to do. And so if you have never by your own personal choice been baptized and you've placed your faith in Jesus, you don't need to pray about it, actually. That's the one thing you don't need. It's your next step. And I know for some of us, you're like, whoa. What about all the things? I was baptized as a baby, all the things. Guys, it's got to be your thing. It's got to be your thing. You have to make the choice. You got a week to get ready for it. And next week, make sure you take that step. You'll never regret it. God is going to ignite your life with some fresh fire in ways you never even imagined. But as we close today, church, I just actually wanted to share one more story with you as we land the plane today. 2 weeks ago, Nicole and I got together with a group of families here from the church. And we did a Taco Tuesday. I know, it was great. So we all go over to somebody's house, these 8 families from the church, and there's food all over the island, giant buffet style. Kids are running everywhere, just laughing, playing, having fun. And all us adults, we sit around this big table. And there's men, there's women, there's different ethnicities, different backgrounds, people from different countries, and people of different income levels, people at different stages in their life. And around this table, people are sharing stories, laughing, encouraging each other. And you know what you could feel in that house that night? Fire. There's just fire in that house. Because this random group of people who didn't even know each other about a year ago said, you know what? Let's get together. And then after a couple months said, you know what? We should keep meeting together. We should keep doing this. And now what's been so cool to see through this group is the friendships, the connections, the kids who now are getting this modeled in their lives. Guys, potentially even business opportunities now in the works because of this, all because these families said, you know what? Let's be together. Let's be together. Let's encourage each other. Let's go on this journey. And you guys need to know today, God has so much more fire for your life than you could ever imagine. But the way he's going to give it to you is through other people. And then he's going to use you to bring fire to people in ways that you never even imagined was possible. So New Hills, this is just my challenge. Let's not just start a fire church. Let's spread it and see what God can do. Can we spread some fire through this church? That's what I'm hoping for. So New Hills, I want to pray over all of us, and I'm going to dismiss. Jesus, thank you that you have called us to you. God, that you want to be together with us. And God, thank you that you are an encouraging God. God, you stir the soul. You stoke the fire. That's the God you are. And now, God, I pray that we would be a people who are committed to this idea of together. It's your idea, God. And I pray for anyone in here who has been hurt or discouraged by any of these relationships in their lives, God, I pray you'd bring healing. I pray you'd bring fresh hope. Lord, I pray you would give us just this persevering attitude not to quit on the people you call into our lives, Lord, but just to keep pursuing being together. And God, I truly pray that a fire would spread through the New Hills community, that we would be a people who are never stopping encouraging each other. And God, that you would use this fire to spread all throughout Colorado and this world. And we pray this in the wonderful name of Jesus. Everybody said, amen. Church, have a wonderful Sunday.